Well, good morning and welcome to Unity of Kona.
Good morning.
My name is Sasha and I'll be the platform assistant today. And we would like to begin our service by saying together our affirmation for the month, which is, let's say it together, I seek and find peace in the silence. I am grateful. Well, now is the time in our service that we'd like to welcome all our guests and visitors. So if this is your first time or first time in a long time, would you please rise and tell us where you're from, your names and where you're from?
I'm Charles, came from Miami.
Welcome.
And I'm Sandra and I came from Miami with Chuck. I'm Nancy and I'm from here.
Yay.
I'm Julie, I live here as well.
All right.
I'm Joy. I lived here for 20 years, but because there's no medical specialist here, I have to go back to the mainland.
Yes.
So I'm back visiting right now.
Well, welcome. And up here.
I'm Roberta, and I live here.
Well, welcome. And together we would like to all say, aloha and God bless you. Well, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And please join us after we have refreshments after. And today they were provided by Diana and Dondi, so we have some wonderful refreshments. And if you would ever like to sign up to do any refreshments, there is a refreshment in the back. You could sign up and join in with someone and do that as well.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Today's daily word is generosity. I am a generous giver to life. I share my time, talent, and treasure as naturally as a tree gives its shade, fruit, and leaves. This is most true when I am centered in the source of my inherent abundance, Christ within. On occasion, I may forget who I am and think I don't have enough to give. As soon as I notice these false thoughts, I remember how trees give without effort. I give from this consciousness of generosity and ease, and I am richly blessed. My generosity is supported by a faith that knows I am always supported and protected. The tree does not worry whether its needs will be met. It does not negotiate what it will get in return. It freely offers itself. I root myself in this naturally prosperous way of being and generously share my gifts. A generous person will be enriched, and one who gives water will get water. Proverbs 11:25. Today, repeat after me. I am a generous giver to life. I am a generous giver to life.
Thank you, Cass.
And now I invite you to visualize our sanctuary as a beautiful heart. And let's just see this heart moving in and around and through each one of us, moving around through the thrift store, back into Sunday school. And we just see our whole Unity Center filled with this heart. And in this heart is every one of us, with all the love, the caring, the compassion, the understanding that we have for ourselves and each other. So just breathe into this heart space and allow this love to fill our heart, filling this room, feeling just our whole center in these moments. And also at this time, I invite you, if you know of anyone in need of prayer, any circumstance in our world, of which there are many in need of prayer, and we can even pray for divine right weather. We've prayed away 2 storms already. We can continue to pray for this one. And that everyone is whole and well, and divine protection and divine order take place. So in our heart, we hold this energy as we sing the prayer for protection. And now I invite you to get comfortable where you are. Close your eyes if that feels right to you. We begin our time of centering and prayer by just breathing. Taking a deep breath, the very breath of life that is God. Holding it for a moment. And as we exhale, we begin to relax. Breathing in again deeply. Holding it briefly. we just quiet our mind, allowing those thoughts to just float on by. We calm our emotions, settling into peace. Be still. And once more we breathe in. And as we exhale this time, we rest in the consciousness of our heart, relaxing our breath. We know and affirm that this is our time of reconnecting with the God of our being, of resting in that consciousness, truly knowing that there is only one presence and one power, active in our lives and in the universe, God the Good. In these moments, we feel that sense of grace, the essence of life in us. We know that that life moves through every cell in our being, rests in our heart, opens our mind to guidance and direction, and filling us with that nurturing presence we choose to call God. These are our moments of reconnecting, our moment of feeling that divine presence in and around and through us. Right here and right now, we are blessed, calm and relaxed, affirming peace. Be still. And today is a new day. This moment is a new moment. And whatever need you may have right here, allow that loving presence in you to fill you. And as we go into a time of quiet prayer, into the silence, truly just allow yourself to be right here and right now, resting in the silence. I invite you now to take another deep breath. And as we exhale, we smile, allowing that light, that love, that spirit, that presence in us to shine forth on our face, filling our heart. And in these moments, we are truly grateful. And so we say, thank you, God, for blessing us. Thank you for reminding us we are never alone, for you're always with us. And so it is. Amen. Just love it. How is everyone today? Great. I'm sure you have a few questions about where Nick and Mark are. Well, they had an event they had to go to. So we're the backup singers for Nick and Mark today. And of course, we have Larry, and that's a fabulous thing every week. So we're just so blessed by that, aren't we? Yes. And next week, Nick and Mark will be here, and also Mary Ellen Legay will be playing on the keyboards for us, so it'll be a wonderful Sunday as well. And on your seat, there are a few announcements I still need to do. So on your seat, everyone received one of these that has the Unity of Kona's community outreach form. And what this is part of a new program we're starting, that we started in August. And what we want to do for our prosperous life, which is what we are working towards right now, is to have you fill out this form, take it home this week, research the organization that you would like to have our ministry, through your generous donations, give to that organization. So we've received several, and at the end of next week, we will compile everyone's information, and we'll choose 3, because we are a tithing ministry. So we tithe to our organizations in Unity, and now we're going to take 1% of all of our tithes to these 3 organizations. So each one will receive 1% of our tithe toward their greater good. And the 3 that you choose during the next few months, we will have a representative of that organization come and tell us about what they do and how they give and serve the community. And of course, if you can, we'd like to have it all stay within our Big Island, if that's a possibility, unless there is an organization that's near and dear to your heart and you would like us to have that. So the more you contribute on this form, the more we will be able, the board and the team of the Prosperous Life will be able to make that decision. And then next month in September, we'll be doing another part of the program, and then October, it's all about prosperity. Wonderful, wonderful thing. So I will, we'll keep us posted, but turn it in. If you know today you have an idea who you'd like, you can put it in that bowl, the gold bowl over there as you exit. And if not, just bring it in next week. You can bring it by the thrift store too, because we're there from 10 to 2. And we love your support. And the goal of the Prosperous Life is to change the world. And that's what we're here to do, one thing at a time. And we're so blessed by that. Also, I wanted to share with you, being that Silent Unity is such a fabulous, wonderful organization, that we received a letter from them this week that says, "Dear friends, you mean so much to us. The faith and friendship we share with you is a blessing that we treasure. We are honored that you are part of our circle of prayer, and we enfold you in thoughts of joy, peace, and prosperity. Each day during the Silent Unity prayer service, we pray with a special part of our Unity family. On Thursday, this Thursday, August 27th, we will be praying for your ministry, honoring you and giving thanks for all you do to help spread the Unity message in your community and around the world. We trust that you will feel our appreciation for you on this day, and that you continue to be aware of it every day. Friends like you are the true heart of the Unity work. May you always know how important you are to us and to everyone who seeks a deeper relationship with God. We send you our love and envision your life beautifully blessed through your ever-deepening awareness of God within." And so that's what I ask you to do on your Thursday, to hold Silent Unity in prayer and giving thanks for the gift that they've given so freely to the world for 125 years. Continuous prayer. Phenomenal. Continuous prayer. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Also wanted to let you know that I got an email from our friend Eric Page, Reverend Eric Page, and he's the archivist at Unity Village. And he and his partner Keith will be coming again, and they'll be speaking. Actually, Reverend Eric will be here, and he's just so well versed in everything about Unity. So he'll be doing one of his wonderful lessons on September 9th, and then we'll just see how everything unfolds, and they may end up becoming a permanent part of our Unity ministry on the Hilo side. So wouldn't that be wonderful to have a vision that they're holding that for unity. Because you know how many people come from the other side over here once every couple of months, because it's a long journey to do. And so we're going to have Reverend Eric Page here. And that's going to be fabulous because he comes every year. He's been coming for about 5 or 6 years now. And on his summer vacation, he comes to our wonderful place in Kona. So we'll be blessed by that. And as we mentioned for our Silent Unity prayer service, we'll be doing a live streaming on the Wednesday afternoon at about 2 o'clock from Unity Village, the opening service and everything that they have going on at Unity Village, our headquarters. And then we'll have a full day of prayer and activities on Thursday. So keep that in mind and hold those days open for yourself because we're so blessed. And let me ask you, how many of you are doing really well with your meditations? Raise those hands high, people. Doing better. Raise your hand halfway, Dawn. Yeah. She is. So this month, this is our month of going into the silence and reaping those rewards when we take that time. And look, did you look around and see how many hands have gone up? Now, the first Sunday I did it, it was pitiful. I'm telling you. It was a little bit on the sorrowful side about how many of you meditate. But now we're getting it every week. It's increasing. And isn't your life improving? Not necessarily on the outer, but your consciousness is transforming. Wouldn't you say that? Things just kind of are a little more synchronistic. Aren't you seeing more wonderful ways that life unfolds and gives you that little peace that you might have been looking for? That's what happens when you spend time resting in the silence. And truly, it is a place of rest. And in, let's see, Patrick, do you have the flyer? I was going to put it on there. I have at the end. There we go. So last week I talked about this and what an oasis is. And if you can relate our unity experience of going into the silence as an oasis, you will be filled. So an oasis is a small, fertile, or green area in a desert, usually having a well or a spring. And another definition is something serving as a refuge, relief, or pleasant change from what is usual, annoying, or difficult. How many of you think when you're annoyed you could go into the silence? Wouldn't that be a good thing to do? So an oasis is about refreshing and tapping in. So picture what it's like, we've all seen it, a desert. And then off in the distance, sometimes it's a mirage, right? But you see that green foliage there, and you just want to get to it. And then when it is real, and you get to it, what do you get there when you get to an oasis? Hey, that was great. You all said that in unison. We get relief. So when you're feeling those feelings of irritation, unhappiness, sadness, whatever it might be, if you went to that oasis in you, you will find that wellspring that will bring forth the energy and the life that you so need. And how many of you have been experiencing that in these past 3 weeks? Show of hands. Yes, yes, yes. So maybe Carla would like to share with us how it's been for her. Because you were not a meditator till recently.
It's just that I find when I'm frustrated or can't figure something out, if I just go to the silence and listen, I don't always get an answer. I get a lot of things running back and forth in my head, but I eventually just quietly listen. And when I'm finished, I feel much better.
So she goes into that place of quiet listening, and then she feels better. And that's what an oasis is. It's that place within that says, I'm here. I'm really here for you. Because sometimes don't we think that maybe God or life or the universe is a mirage and we're not going to find it? We get so close and then we find out it's not really there, because that's what happens in our mind. So we want to connect our mind, that place that has 60,000 thoughts a day, to quiet itself, to calm our emotions, and affirm peace, be still. That's a very powerful affirmation. And I believe it was Eric Butterworth who taught us that you could do just your simple breathing. And you breathe in, God is. And you exhale, in me. And that can be your focus when you go into that time of silence. Breathing in, God is. Exhaling, in me. And it will take hold. Can you feel the energy now? Because you all did it with me just now. God is in me. And imagine doing that for 20 minutes. You will connect with the God of your being. The secret place of the Most High that Jesus talked about was teaching his followers and the disciples how to go into that silence. And he, in his words, he said, come apart for a while and rest. And that's what happens to us when we do this in the silence. How many of you walk through life in a very busy world? Do we talk about how busy our lives are? And we're always trying to figure out why. Because most of us, we can live in Hawaii because we want to kick back and relax a little and have a little bit of joy and peace and quiet. And what happens to that sometimes? It dissipates and it disappears. So we have to be able to tap into that place in us that will bring forth that energy that knows no boundaries. I know my life is very, very full. And I am actively participating in my own self of saying, I don't have time for this. Because I say that often. Any of you say that? I just don't have time for this. And I hear other people say that. I just don't have time for that. So it's like, when is that time going to happen? So break down, one day, this will be an adventure for this week, to break down your 24 hours and what you do every day in 24 hours. And squeeze in 20 minutes of being in the silence. Do you think you could do that? What is your morning? Do you jump out of bed and get busy and get rolling? Louise Hay teaches us to lay in bed, stretch into your body, giving thanks that you're awake today, giving thanks to every cell in your body for being renewed and rested during the night. And stretch into it. Get up and thank the shower, thank your toothbrush. She does all that. But thanking everything that happens to you in those first morning, those first moments of the morning, guess what will happen? It will set the tone of your day. How many of you have ever awakened, for those of you who are still working, you wake up and you go, oh man. Any of you do that? Yeah, let's see a show of hands. And what do we say? It's like, I forgot to do this, I gotta do that. I mean, are you off and running and you are not even out of bed yet? You don't even have running shoes on. So what do we do when we have those moments? We gotta stop. We gotta pull ourselves, reel it in as quickly as you can and say, okay. I mean, my first words are usually, hi God. That's how I start my day off. It's like, I'm so glad that I'm awake, that I'm alive, and able to serve in this day. Remind me of how I can serve. Stretch into that moment. Do those little things and then go into the silence. I am an advocate of the You Pray app. I think it's the most wonderful thing that Silent Unity has ever given to us, is the ability to tap into those moments and to listen to a 3-minute meditation at any time during your day. And there's affirmations on there. You can put in a prayer request and get a personal one back. How beautiful is that? To know when things are difficult and that busyness is starting to take over. There's no mistake. I think it's hysterical. Well, not funny, but I think it's funny they named this hurricane Kilo. Because when you think of a kilo, what do you think of? Dope. Dope. A big dope. Yeah. But I think of it as huge. When I think of a kilo, I think, so I'm renaming this guy. I don't know why they skipped the I's. Did you notice that? My son was saying that yesterday. Did you notice, Mom? There's no I this time. Because Iniki and Eva, Ezel, no more I's. Because Ezel was just last year. So we're holding all of that in prayer for this K. Because K sounds a lot nicer than kilo. So we're going for whatever it might be. But our lives can be that. And when you hear about the military guys who fly into the hurricane, I admire them. Because we lived through a big storm last night, didn't we? Did you think the whole world was coming crashing down on us? No, she didn't. She was asleep. Not me. That woke me up. That thunder and lightning was phenomenal. It was really phenomenal. And when I read about it this morning, it talked about in the news, the Weather Channel, that it's what we've been asking for because we're in a drought. We always get what we pray for. So all of this storm, and all I could think about was the fires. How beautiful it would be if every state had this deluge of rain in these moments to help to solve the issue of the fires, because we've had several too. So we get to do this consciously, because in a storm, when you see a hurricane, what happens? It's the eye of the storm. And what's in the eye of the storm? It's calm. And I was reading about it that even there'll be blue skies in the eye of a storm. And that is where the power is in that calm and that quiet. So the busyness of our lives is like that hurricane. And sometimes we have gale force winds, and sometimes it goes to a measly old tropical depression. Do you ever get tropically depressed? We do. From the busyness of our lives, from the worry, when we worry about how things are going to go. Do you ever get that way? We do. We get that worrisome, fearful thought that takes over, and it will do what? Make us become depressed. So we have to consciously hold in our mind thoughts of good, thoughts of action, thoughts of positivity every single day, every moment of every day. And when that storm that is around us is so great, we go to the eye and we become quiet. We go to that secret place of the Most High in us and we shut the door. And even if it's only for 3 minutes, although we invite you to extend it to 20, and see what happens in your day. Transform yourselves, your mind, your spirit by going within. So I have an anagram. Patrick, will you flip it to the next one? Thank you. I have an anagram for oasis. So the O is for our opportunity. We have lots of opportunities, don't we, in our life and in our day. So the O is for opportunity. The A is to access. We can access whatever we need at any moment of any day. And the S is for our true self. So when we take the opportunity to access inside of ourselves, that true self, we find that we have internal satisfaction. And it will create the joy, the spirit, the love in our lives. We have that opportunity every moment of every day. I think there's one more slide, Patrick. Yes, there is. So when we go to our oasis, the silence, we have the opportunity to access our true self and find internal satisfaction. What kind of satisfaction do you want in your life? Do you want greater health, greater prosperity, healthy relationships? Do you want, what is it that you're calling forth in your spirit to have happen in your life? What desires are within you that are getting to you that you want to change? Go to that place, that oasis, the eye of the storm in you, and let God manifest the truth of who you are, that there is no lack. There is no lack in our life. We live in an abundant universe, ruled by all these fabulous truths of life, that we can be filled at any moment if we just take time to go within, to feel that still small voice within us and move forward. So that's what I invite you to do this week. Make a list every day of what you do in those 24 hours and pencil in somewhere at a regular time every day to do your meditation. To consciously think of the prayers that you would like to have answered. To take that time of which we think we have none of, but we manage to fill it with all kinds of things, don't we? We do. So whatever it is that you want to give to yourself, allow that to happen this week as you see where you spend your time. And know that God is always waiting for you to come apart for a while and rest. Thank you, everyone.